Okay, today I'm going to start a recording on meatballs. My meatballs are considered to be pretty good. As a matter of fact, Bob, my brother, has gone on a quest to find the perfect meatball Parmesan hero, and he said that my meatballs rate highly on his quest for the best ever. So with no further ado, let's get started. I have prepared everything in advance, so we don't really have to do any of the chopping, cutting, or any of that. We can just put everything together and make our meatballs. I always have the water running when I make my meatballs, and if you notice, I don't have any watches, rings, bracelets, anything when I make them. Start out with the meat. The meat is ground chuck. It is 1 pound of ground chuck. I always use chuck when I make meatballs. I think that's the best meat to use, and that's what I start with. I have to confess one thing. We normally put 1 raw egg in the meatballs. And as a matter of fact, I always put 1 raw egg in the meatballs. Today, we don't have an egg. We're going to go without it. I almost canceled this recording, but we'll try it without the egg and we'll see what happens. First thing I add is onion. This is about 3 slices of onion cut up very small. Put that in there. Next thing is garlic. Fresh garlic is probably the best, but this product here, minced garlic, is not that bad. I take about a full tablespoon and about a half. And I add that garlic to the meatballs. Now, the next thing I add is a little bit of parsley. This is the parsley. Add a little bit. I don't do anything with a recipe, so I do the best I can. Watch the video and determine how much you think you need. This is oregano. And I just add enough. Probably about right. A little bit of pepper. A little bit of salt. Now, some people may not want to add this, but I add a little bit of half and half. Maybe a little more. And some Parmesan cheese. I like just the grated Parmesan the best. It gives it a little extra flavor. Some breadcrumbs. And I usually like to put a little bit of Splenda. And the reason I put the Splenda in is it takes a little bit of the bitterness out. I might put like maybe a teaspoon in there all told. Okay, so we got our salt, our pepper, our oregano, our parsley, our heavy cream, or half and half, our breadcrumbs, our Italian, our Parmesan, and our Splenda and our garlic. So everything is ready to form into a meatball. I have a pan ready, and I take this butter pan and I coat it. And the reason I do that is just so the meatballs don't stick. Now, this has to be done with your hands. You just dig in and keep mixing until everything is just mixed together. I could smell the garlic and the oregano as I do this. I wish I had the egg to put in there. The egg just helps keep everything together a little bit. And to be honest with you, I can feel a difference. I just hope the meatballs come out good. But just remember, if you want to follow this recipe and make them yourself, include the egg. All right? So this is about ready to form into meatballs. I'm going to make some medium-sized meatballs today. And just put them in that pan that has the Pam in it already. I could feel a little bit of a difference when I have the egg in and when I don't, but I don't know how much it'll be in the finished product. They seem to be sticking it together okay. Sometimes you get a little too much stuff on your hands. That's why I have the water running. Just rinse it off a little bit. Wipe your hands. Again, pick it up. Form a meatball in it. Okay, we're getting there. I got maybe 2 more to make, maybe 3. Probably 2. I'm going to make 2. Might be a little bigger, but I don't care. That'll be fine. Here's the last one. This one seems to got a lot of the onions in it, but it'll be fine. That's it. Now, I will finish by cleaning this this bowl, spoon, my hands with a little bit of dish detergent. I'll wash these by hand. We do have a dishwasher, but I will wash this all by hand. I don't have my music on today. I don't know why, I forgot to do it. But it's okay. When I do something a little bit longer, like my clams or my wings, I'll make sure that I have the music on. Okay, this is done. Those are nice and clean. This is the finished product, or the almost finished product. I put this in the oven at 350 and no more than 40 minutes, usually 35 minutes. And that way it'll be done. The insides are not pink, the outsides are not burnt. The one thing I never do with my meatballs is I never cook them in my sauce. And the reason I don't do it is I think when you cook it in sauce, it changes the whole makeup of the meatball, and it doesn't taste as good. I will just clean the counter off a little bit. I'm cooking some water for my pasta. I'm making angel hair tonight. I got my sauce just cooking a little bit, maybe turn that up a tad, and that's about it. So remember, an egg belongs in the meatballs. I've never made meatballs without an egg. Let me set this oven, start it up at 350. I've never making meatballs without an egg before, so this is the first time that I've ever made them. It may or may not be good, but please, if you choose to follow this recipe, make sure you put a raw egg in at the beginning. That's about it. I hope they come out good, and let me know how they are. Have a great day. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. No, it doesn't seem to be listening. Let me do it the old-fashioned way.